Cyprus football, the passion, the thrill. The passion, the thrill. The stadiums roar, you can feel the chill. You can feel the chill. The teams are ready, the battles will start. The battles will start with dreams of glory, they'll play with heart.
Kalimera, Kalispera, whatever time you're watching, this is Mappa. I'm still Thassos here. We got some good news and we got some bad news. The good news is the international break is over. The Parathlima resumes this weekend. The bad news is terrorist Tim is still at the helm for now. For now. He's teetering.
Yeah.
He's teetering on the edge of adios.
Terrorist Tim teetering to oblivion.
Oblivion. That could work.
Oblivion. Yeah, it's
Yes.
a Yorkshireman headline writer.
Oblivion. Yeah. Well, look, anyone that's watching live, please feel free to join our, what should I say, follow our Instagram and follow our Twitter. A lot is going on those platforms, so we're not just one show and that's it. And also, guys, would you like to guess in the comments? Just put, even if you're watching live in the chat bit, let us know if and when terrorist Tim is going to go. Let's do a sweepstakes or when he's going to go EXO.
When he's going to go what?
EXO.
EXO!
Yes,
Everybody lined up. There you go.
There you go. There you go.
Pop culture references from Cyprus from
Standard.
12 months ago.
Standard.
Yeah.
Standard. So how you doing, my guy? Everything all right?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. How are
Absolutely.
you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Busy. We've got some possible exciting news coming up. A former Apollon player that used to play in the Premier League is very close to joining us on the pod. And if he joins us, when he joins us, it's going to be elite. I'm buzzing.
Yep.
Absolutely buzzing.
I for one, I'm not going to speak much because I'm just going to be going like.
He didn't play for Villa, did he?
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. But
didn't he play with Gaza though at Middlesbrough?
I don't know. You'll have to ask our friend Fionn about that.
Yes, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Anyway.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yes.
This is
yeah.
about looking to the past week. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So some stuff happened this past week. There wasn't any Protathlima football, but there sure was a show put on, wasn't there? There was two fantastic games to watch, weren't there?
Yes. Well,
too bad they weren't involved in our national team.
Oh,
there
okay.
They are.
Okay.
There they are. There's the result there.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah. So there was a win in Lithuania for the Cypriot national team, a 1-0 win, and there was also a 4-0 loss to Kosovo. More on that debacle. Yeah, later. But let's talk about the win first, shall we? Let's talk about the positives first. So, we won. There's the positive. I think Luca at Georgian Footy put it well with his post.
We'll go into that in a bit. We'll go into that in a bit because I've got something for you. Don't worry.
Oh, you've got something for me. Yeah, we scored with the one goal scoring opportunity we had. We had 37% possession, and if it wasn't for Joel Mal's save at the end of the game, we would have left Lithuania with a draw. Beautiful way to play football, isn't it? Hey?
Yes.
Absolutely. Now,
football terrorism at its best.
Yes. Except, I guess at its best because we actually got the win. Now, then we go to football terrorism at its worst with the abject, disastrous, catastrophic 4-0 defeat in Cyprus to Kosovo. He sets the team up so defensively, and yet somehow they still managed to concede 4 goals. with almost no response. There was a slight response once you put Anderson Correa on, because they went for the overload on the left wing with Anderson Correa and Andrea Garo. Yeah, two very attacking players. You go on the overload on that left wing with those two. Oof, ooh, mwah.
So the experiment of having Malik Gidi as a left winger didn't work then.
No, it didn't, did it?
I just wanted to verify that.
No. There's a genuine left winger on the bench, had twiddling his thumbs, doing absolutely nothing.
Well, Faso, there was a genuine left winger on the pitch, but he had him as a number 10. And he had the number 10 as a number 8.
Yeah.
And he had Artimata again.
Yeah. Yep. The good thing is he didn't play Leifis like you said he would. So that was good.
He came on.
He came on, but he didn't start him. He said he'd start him.
Wow.
So, but the good thing is he got some minutes, which means he'll be a bit more ready for when the season resumes for Abuel. So that's a welcome thing for us. Now, right backs. He only picked one right back, as he always does. Surprised he started with him, didn't he? He started with him, and then proceeded to take him off. I think in half time. He took Filiotis off at half time against Kosovo, didn't he? And he put Andreu there instead. A centre back. Puts him a right back. Anyway.
Well, at least he didn't play such a right back.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. Just the whole thing. Absolute show. It was an absolute show. A shower. Any more SH words you want to use?
Yeah, but Faso, I need to put this to people that are watching live, or even that aren't watching live, maybe even listening. Those who know the Cypriot national team's history, is this coach the most hated coach in the history of Cypriot football?
Yeah. Easily, especially the kind of vitriol that people were coming out with after this result. I think nice of everybody else to join the bandwagon.
Yeah. Took you a little while, but hey, you got there in the end.
Yeah.
You got there in the end.
I don't understand how people can still defend this guy. He's playing 8 at the back, and he's expecting to score goals. And he has the temerity. To go in the press conference to be like, I play, we play to the strengths of the players. Fucking what, mate? Like, what? No, there's the other thing as well. At one point, watching the game, we're losing 4-0, and the commentator goes, "Oh, but there's been some positives." Has there been some positives? Really? Is there a positive? Is there? It's top down, and it's ripping it apart, but Ketsbye-Bye first.
There's a comment here. Even Maleko is furious with Timor, and that says a lot.
Yeah,
that says a lot.
Yep.
That says a lot.
Yeah.
But do you know what? I have to tip my hat off to several news websites that laid into him.
Yeah, finally.
And well, maybe now they're allowed to. Maybe they're allowed to, because there's been a couple of articles from one particular person on 24 Sports, which I'm not going to say his name, but these are some of the things that you've seen, right? And it says we're tired. You've tired us. Everyone is tired. Blah blah blah. But then on the right hand side, you'll see a list of all the players that played against Kosovo and the total number of minutes they've played this season, right? And on the top left hand corner, you'll see an article. It's a headline from Super Sport FM. Yeah. And the question, it basically says, is that the only thing that's to blame? Really sarcastic. And that's with regards to Ketsbye-Bye's comments about Cypriot players in his team not playing enough football this season. And just as we put on Twitter, and obviously the website elaborated on this, Mol, 540 minutes. Hector Gibriano, 180 minutes. Garo, 492 minutes. Gogit, 765. Ioannou, 299. Artimada, 180. Castanos, 106. Filiodi, 180. Malekidis, 180. Johnny's, 702. Bitta, 21 games for AIK, obviously, the season, because their season starts before us. 1,817 minutes. So how the fuck, pardon my language, how the fuck can this utter terrorist tell us that these players have not been playing regular football for their teams? The guy is a liar. And Joe, I'm starting to worry about him now, his mental health. I'm starting to worry that this guy has actually lost the plot. Like, literally lost the plot.
He's complaining. So he complains that the players aren't playing enough, and then he complains afterwards that they played 2 games in 4 days and they're tired. Right?
Yeah.
So either they're not playing enough or they're tired. They're not playing enough, and therefore they should be fresh and ready to go, eager to please, and the rest of it. Or they're tired because they've been playing so much, and they've got a lot to deal with. You can't have one and the other. It's a bunch of bullshit. The way he started a press conference, the teams are very close to our level, but we're still going to struggle. Blah, 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 blah. He provides no motivation for the players. He doesn't. I don't know, man. He doesn't provide any impetus for those players, and then he sits on the bench, and then every so often gets up to yell, "Boot it out!"
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Yeah, it was boot it up the pitch, like not keep possession, control the game, pass it around, try and keep possession. No, boot it out, get it, fucking have it, as Peter Kay used to say in that beer advert.
Well, Thassel, we had a comment on Twitter from a viewer and a follower, Sean Patterson Cohen. And look at what he's put. He goes, "It was fascinating watching from just behind the dugout last night. He offered little to no instruction to players or encouragement. His assistant was doing the majority of the work. I get delegation of some things, but to be basically invisible all game was unreal."
Yep. Except to yell to the players to boot it out.
It's unbelievable. And the thing is, it's come to the point now where I don't think anyone respects him. He's got no friends. He probably goes home, sits down, and says to himself, "Oh, I feel sorry for myself. No one likes me." And then he gets his sock puppy out and he goes, "It's okay, Tim. I'm your friend."
If that was the surprise. That was the surprise. Like, Stel told me before we recorded he had a surprise waiting for me.
That wasn't it. That wasn't
right.
it.
Okay.
That wasn't it. And I'm not going to tell you on the show because it's a surprise. Yeah, George has it. Ketsbye-Bye shows how inept the CFA are. They've allowed him to make a mockery of things for too long without trying to stop the damage.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, speaking
2
of...
days. 2 days. It's 2 days too long.
Well, so there's a couple of things that have come out from those last 2 comments there that you brought up. There's 2 things related. So if we go back to George's comment there, reports came out this week that the Cyprus FA is calling Ketsbye-Bye in for clear the air talks. Then that Ketsbye-Bye will be safe until November. And now an interesting rumor came out where it seems the Cyprus FA have contacted Sofroni about taking over the national team. Passion merchant. Listen, if these guys are motivated with Ketsbye-Bye, you get your passion merchant in, and then they will get motivated, won't they?
Do you know what? This always always look.
Go on.
Okay,
I mean, Joel had a lot of good things to say about Sofroni as well. But go on.
right. Okay. Do they think that this is Bumble Mark II?
What about being Sofroni?
Yeah.
More
Is
than
that what they're thinking?
more
Well,
than
listen,
eight.
I understand the logic. I mean, he knows the league. Okay, well, he doesn't know international football. He doesn't
He
have
does not.
international football experience.
He does not.
Yeah. He knows the players. Well, yeah, he shit canned quite a few of these players. Okay.
Yep.
So what's going to happen? I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen. He's going to come in, and the first few games, we might get 1 or 2 wins. We might get a draw. It might be respectable. And then, as normally happens with that utter fraud, because that's what he is, down the shitter. Because that's what happens at every club he goes to. He starts off well, especially club level. He might have a month, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He might even have one good season. And then that's it. Because what he does, he lets his ego get ahead of him. And he does this a lot. He's done it and the thing is, there are some clubs he hasn't been at long enough. He hasn't been at some clubs long enough for that to happen. Like, for example, Ike.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was at Upwell for a season, was he? A full season and a half, something like that? Season and a bit? Season and a
Did he
bit?
last the season?
Yeah, because that was the season you came third, I think, when you lost Arbolon. And he blamed all the injuries.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, no, he did last the season, and then after 3 or 4 games of the season after, he got the sack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Utter crap. Okay. So if you want to move forward, okay, because forget the nationality, forget what he's achieved in Cyprus, the 2 trophies he's won in 8 years of a manager, right? Forget all of that. If you're going to bring in a head coach for a national team, they need to know what national team football is about, because it's not about being on the training pitch every day. Yeah. There are several coaches out there, Cypriot, Greek, foreign, that have that experience.
Yep.
Big names. One in particular who would like the job. I've spoken to him myself. I'm not going to mention any names. You know.
I know.
Everyone else doesn't. Okay. But they can come in and do a much better job. Much better job.
Yep.
But no, we're going to go with the Gatto. Because every time he's got sacked, people get the violins out. They get the Johnny violins out. Oh, and Grima, oh, poor Sofroni, this and that. And then he goes to the press telling stories to try get his job back. Like, it's disgusting, man. It's absolutely fucking disgusting. But, this is Cyprus, isn't it? It's not what you know, it's who you know and how well you know him.
Yeah, exactly. Now,
trust me, if he gets the job from the moment he does that first press conference, I've got his number. Trust me, not literally, but I've got him. I've got him. If you think the Ketsbye abuse is bad, trust me.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things you can do with Gatto.
Yeah.
Now, so the rumors were so loud about Sofroni taking over that Karmiodissa, who Sofroni is the head coach of at the moment, basically put out a cease and desist order to all the websites that were reporting on it.
And it's been taken down.
Yeah.
It's been taken down, all the websites.
Yep, pretty much. So one bit that made me laugh in particular of their statement, though, was that this is a direct quote from the statement that Garmodisa put out, and I want to see the laugh emojis come up when I read this out. Our coach has signed a contract with Garmodisa until the end of the season, and there is no intention on Garmodisa's part to not honor this agreement. I give him 3 games and he's gone. Oh God! Remember, just for people, new listeners watchers who haven't been around for the last season or so, Karmiotissa have had 9 coaches in the previous 2 seasons. One of them was Sofroni. So that tells you all you need to know about Karmiotissa and their honouring of agreements.
Well, how about this for some perspective? Yeah. In the last 2 seasons, plus the beginning of this season, let's say when we started doing this pod together.
Yeah.
The first season we started doing this pod together, there were 26 managerial casualties in one season.
Yep.
Last season was 18.
Yep.
How much is that so far?
What was the first season again?
26. It was 44.
44, yeah.
Yeah. Plus 2 this season so far.
46.
46 head coaches have gone in 2 years and a bit, right?
Yeah.
And yet we've still had the same national team head coach.
Interesting.
Yes. Yes.
Interesting stuff. Now, on the other comment that you brought up, Spiros Neofididis went on, I think it was Supersport, wasn't it? It was to talk to Boyagi and his friend. Now, he basically said that from top to bottom in the national team, everything is broken. Everything is broken. The assistant managers, for instance, are on part-time contracts on 800 euros a month. And they do not get social security payments on that either. So this Cyprus FA has got assistant managers on part-time contracts and not paying all the stuff to allow people to live while they're working as assistant manager for the national team.
It's
now,
madness.
How? Secondly, did the technical director who was in charge of the national teams before he left to go to Greece to work with the Greek FA, I mean, Spiros Neofididis has been very clear he's not a big fan of this guy. However, the coaches of the youth teams were very happy with him from what's been said. But he's gone now. And the other thing as well, which I thought was really funny. Now, one of the things that Ketsbye-Bye complains about a lot.
One of the many.
One of the many things, but one of the more important things that people kind of cling on to quite a lot as what is a fault for the national team failing as much as it does, is that the teams in Cyprus do not play Cypriot players. Now, a while back, the rule changed to increase the amount of allowable foreigners into teams.
Yes, and we wonder who started all that off.
Yeah. Who do you think was the biggest proponent of bringing in more foreign players to make sure his team performed better in the Champions League group stages at the time?
Something you'd expect from a terrorist.
Yeah. There you go. The big screamer at the time to change the rules was one Timmy Ketsbye-Bye.
Get the F out.
I mean, the guy is a terrorist. He's a terrorist, and what's worse is when he dies, he doesn't get those, the 40 virgins that people report on. That's not necessarily true, because he's got no balls, so he can't use them.
Delicious.
Delicious. Yeah. So
there's a comment: a winner as a player, loser as a coach.
I wouldn't call him a loser as a coach. I think he's 15 years behind because that's when he won the title. So he sticks to the stuff that he knows because that won him the title.
Yeah. Here's a comment or question: which coach you think fits better, a younger, more modern coach, or an old school type Well, Ketsbye is more old school, but he doesn't have the old school mentality, right? His ways of doing things are old school, but in terms of because the old school mentality wasn't tactical, it was mostly passion,
Mm-hmm.
right? Motivating players, getting the best out of them, right? By any means necessary.
Bambo.
This guy, yeah, well, you can say that, but he just doesn't have. But the thing is, if you have whoever comes in, as I said, needs international experience, but they need to be tactically astute, because we're not going to go into games attacking teams. We can't. Like okay, let me start again. We can, but if it's against better opponents like your Scotland, like your Norway, you're going to get pammed. But against your Lithuanias, against your Kosovos, again, no disrespect to them, right? But we should be taking the game to them. I didn't see that.
No.
I didn't see that at all. Lithuania, we should be 3-0 down before we took the lead.
Yep. But 30, what was it? 37% possession. They
Yeah.
had twice the amount of possession nearly that Cyprus did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's mad. And Andy asked, what about Stephen Constantine? He had decent success with lesser programs.
Exactly. That was one of the names I'd mentioned. Now, Stephen Constantine is currently employed by the Pakistan FA. He's running the Pakistani national team, and he's exceeded expectations by the fact that he got him into the second stage of Asian World Cup qualifying. However, the team as is not very good, so they kind of got panned every game they played, including against Saudi Arabia. But yeah, Steve, I think Steve he's been around the block with a lot of different national teams. I think he'd be a very good person to bring in. Another one that I mentioned, but he went and got a job. If you wanted somebody who could get some kind of attacking verve out of Cypriot players, especially with the forward lines that we've got, was Sacha. Because look what he did at Ethnic last season. You know, he got that team banging in goals left, right, and centre. Defence was shit, like the Cypriot national teams is, but he was playing forward-thinking football. You know, you had Ilya, Cabrera, and Drazic up front doing the business, and you know, he could play a similar formation that was playing at Aachen to great effect for Cyprus. You know, Bitta, Ilya, and another would be fantastic. Now yeah. So those were two. The other one was let's have another go at Bambo, but Bambo went and got a job in Georgia, so he's not free anymore. And you wouldn't. Normally, I'd say, well, why don't you promote the under 21 coach? But the person coaching the under 21s right now is Macridis, and I wouldn't want him anywhere near that at the moment. So another person who managed in the national teams, in the youth teams, but has gone into the second division now for the last couple of seasons is Haralambidis. But I think he still needs a bit more experience. I mean, who else?
Well, we'll cry out for Bursa, right?
Yeah, but he's been out of work for a long time now.
He has. He hasn't got the international experience, but I tell you what, come on, it's a no-brainer here. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, he doesn't have a job. He's free to get going. That's another good shout. But yeah.
You know, okay, this might be a long shot. What about Gus Poyet? He did all right for the Greek national team.
Yeah, but he left on bad terms with some of the players, though, didn't he?
Well, listen, this is a guy that apparently didn't he take a shit in the Crystal Palace changing room or something?
Who? Poyet.
Yeah, wasn't it him?
The only
Can't remember.
thing with
Can't remember.
regarding Crystal Palace and shit I remember is Jason Punchin when he went off the pitch at one point to go to
Nah,
go
nah,
to the
something else.
toilet and then came back
Something
on.
else. Something else. Something else. Something else. No, got it
The
wrong. Here, look, here's
the
one for you. Thus, what about Sapinto? Well, this will be entertaining.
yeah, I mean, how many Portuguese people do you think he can get to play for Cyprus?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, is he going to bring Dosa Junior out of retirement?
Stop. Stop. There you go. You put a left back at left wing. Malakidis, we mentioned him earlier.
Yeah.
Best coach. No. Stop.
No.
Stop. Just get a coach that will play 4-3-3 and not 5-4-1 every game. We'll instantly see a difference. Yeah.
Yep.
Only bald coach that is really trash. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't doubt that for a second.
Yep.
Oh.
No, see, me and
God.
Anesti have disagreed about this. Apostos says Magridis might be a good option for the Ethniki. I don't think so. His only management experience other than the under 21s was at Apollon and he resigned almost immediately after that Karmiotis Saros. So, yeah.
Can someone explain why that guy doesn't start Banayodu? No, no one can explain it. No one can explain it because he would rather play Gogic at centre back when Gogic should be playing centre mid.
Yep.
Or even Hector Cipriano playing at centre mid, but he wants to play him at centre back. Well, whatever. Okay, fine. Lennon is available. Yeah, that would be great. He fell out with the Greek FA. Yeah, I know, but doesn't matter. Different FAs, I guess. Sapinto will have the same mentality as Ketsbye-Bye. Ilyas Karalambous, yeah, possibly, but he's doing what? Style
no, he's not. No, he's not. That's a good shout, actually. He's not having a good time right now.
Yeah, but they're in the Europa League, aren't they?
Yeah, but if you have a look at the league table, it's not looking very good for him unless he starts getting some wins under the belt.
Let's see. So, what do you think about some of the previous coaches? Ferreira, Yannick.
He's got a job though, hasn't he?
He does. I wouldn't wish this job on him. I wouldn't wish it on him. No chance. Because the moment he gets off the plane, it's all get him out. But whatever. Sefe Gallego to bail out a world compensation. Oh, fuck him.
Is this why we're in this situation in the first place?
Yeah, pretty much. Hey, what about Cisco Munoz? I wonder if he's still owed money by Rothers here.
He's not, I don't think. But the guy who was in charge before Munoz, what was his name?
Oh, the nutcase. That Buffalo. I forget his name now.
Yeah.
No.
Markovic? No.
Something like that.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Let me find it. Let me find it. He's the one that took punch there, isn't it? Darko Milanic.
Milanic, that's the one. Yeah. But yeah, so that is.
That's what I think you confuse ex-player Magridis with Apostos Magridis.
Sorry. Yes. Yeah, you're right. I am. There's two. Everybody in Cyprus is named the same.
The same name, yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's named the same thing.
Give 1 million to Iraola. Yeah, okay. Klopp, he says. Look at this one.
Yeah, he's free.
Yeah, okay.
He's free. Now.
So is Zidane.
Now, let's talk about what's happened domestically over this week.
No. Before you do that, you mentioned Luca before. Luca.
I did mention Luca before.
Our friend Luca from Georgian football, he got himself in the Cypriot press, didn't he?
He did. There you go. He did.
See, this is how funny the situation is now that people are mocking Ketsbye-Bye.
Yeah.
And that is making the websites in Cyprus. That's how much of a joke this guy is. He's a joke. And I don't care who's watching that likes him. I don't care if he's watching. Like, you're a joke, bro.
Hold on. If he's watching, Ketsbye-Bye's got no balls. Ketsbye-Bye's got no balls.
I think that you want me to do an AI song for that, innit?
No. Yep.
Frank Lampard, oh God almighty.
Hmm.
Did we even ask these managers if they would take the job in the first place? Please come and work for us. Please. Greg Berhalter, get the flip out of here, man. Get out of here. Get out of here. Sorry. Domestic. Come on, let's get on with this. We've done 35 minutes talking about this fucking mug.
Let's go. Right. First, IL. IL made a couple of signings on the deadline day. So we've got Frankiv Bambok, 29-year-old French defensive midfielder, PSG youth player. Huesca, Sparta Rotterdam, Cordoba, Maccabi Petah Tikva, Maritimo, Grenoble, Panetolikos, and Fehervar with 217 appearances. And then we've got Akos Kekskes. Yeah.
Keskes?
CSK. Kekskes. Anyway, 28-year-old Hungarian central defender. He's been at Atalanta, Uzbest, Niezhizga. That's sorry, Polish watchers, listeners, I ruined that. Korona Kielce, Lugano, Nizhny Novgorod, LASK, and Sepsi. 218 appearances. He's also fully fit because he's already played 3 games already this season in the Romanian Superliga, and he has 6 caps for Hungary. Don't understand how IL are able to sign a player who is fit and ready to go, and we're stuck with a 34-year-old Portuguese overweight attacking midfielder. Anyway,
oh God, here we
we're
go.
talking about IL. We're not talking about Aboil. Anyway, Anorthosi. We got Anorthosi. So let's talk about some signings first. We've got Atanas Iliev, 29-year-old Bulgarian forward. He's played for Cherno More, Potev Plovdiv, Dobruja Dobrik. There you go, got it. Montana, all in Bulgaria, and Ascoli, 109 goals in 301 games, and 3 goals in 16 appearances for Bulgaria. This has got Georgi Minchev written all over it.
Oh God!
It's even the same nationality. So I suspect he's going to need like a month or so to get fit, but I think he's going to be a pretty good signing for Anorthosi. And then we've also got another Hungarian at Anorthosi.
We did that last week.
We did that last week, did we? Yes. Okay, because it when I checked back, I was like, But yeah,
last week.
I think we talked about him signing.
Okay.
But it got confirmed like the day after we did the pod last week. But yeah. And then, of course, Anorthosis have had some more board stuff. Big old board stuff salad.
Mate, I'll tell you what. Last week, we obviously spoke about the comments made to the press.
Yes.
And then Anorthosis came out with their own statement. Was it 14 points or something like that, where they were saying, this is wrong and blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, fuck off. You're not going to be here on the 19th. So what does it matter what you're saying? You know, let's get it right.
They have to excuse themselves to the fans. It's not our fault. Really,
but no one's going to believe them. That's what. No one is going to believe them. Exactly. When you have a podcast, the Blue Zone, when you have a podcast that are trying to help raise money to pay players' wages, says it all. It says it all. And the fact that they're waiting until the 19th. What the fuck is going on? When your whole board members resign, when all of them resign, you're meant to have something literally next day.
Yeah.
But again, from what we're hearing, again, no one wants to, just like last time, no one wants to put themselves forward for it.
Of course they don't.
I bet you, a lot of those board members, the new board are going to be Machides. I put money on it. On it because they're the only ones that give a shit. They're the only ones.
They should have already, when Sandy's resigned, they should have already put themselves up for it.
Well, how do we know they didn't?
Yeah.
How do we know that they didn't? Well, let's just say they did, right? I guarantee there have been people in that board that said, no, it's okay, guys. We've got this under control. We've got this under control. We've only got, a 10 million debt. We've only got a 4 million budget for players. There's another 2 million on top of that because we need to pay for water and bins and electricity. That's the budget. You're looking at a club steeped in Cypriot football history that has got a debt close to 16 million pounds, not euros, pounds. So it's bonkers. So the next board that comes in, whoever offers money to help the club, you take it. Because if you don't, your club is fucked.
Yep.
Fucked.
Yep. Exactly. And then we'll be talking about two unorthodox is too furious.
They've got no, mate.
Yep. No, it's so fucking stupid. And when the board put the statement out, this board put the statement out, they made reference to internal audits being done. Internal audits,
yeah.
And they provided balance sheets for this year for monies owed by unorthodoxy this year, and but with the caveat being that it's estimated and that they don't actually know how much unorthodoxy need to pay to finish off the financial year.
How is that even possible?
That's why the investors were asking for the external audit, guys. If you bring in an external auditor to look over your books, then you'll know how much you actually need to pay off to finish off the year. Yeah. Otherwise, you might end up almost losing the stadium like Sandys did last season.
Yeah.
That's why you need to do these things. Yeah. Sell the club, external auditors, no problem. Here's the problem with an external auditor, though, Stel. They turn over a lot of rocks people do not want turning over. And the little crabs and the little woodlice and things go, run away.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's your problem with an external auditor.
I think it's absolutely bonkers. And then when you read the statement, they said that Petros Dimitriou, he became the moderator and he was representing these potential Russian investors. And I think they visited the club on the 23rd of July. Yeah, 23rd of July. And NDAs were signed or whatever it was. And then lo and behold, all these photographs came out of them attending the fucking friendly games. And I'm thinking, and it goes back to what I told you. In fact, I said this, I keep saying this, I'll say this, I'm blue in the face, no pun intended, but there's no point in signing NDAs in Cyprus because people talk. Yep. And when you have a board with 15, 20 members, and then they got other people around there, something's going to come out, right?
Yep.
Something's going to come out. And unless these NDAs have some kind of financial implications for any breach of confidentiality, no one's going to give a fuck. No one's going to give a fuck. They're just going to do and say whatever they want. And it's embarrassing, man. It really is. Really
you want to see something more embarrassing? Look at that last comment down at the bottom.
They told them to meet in 3 or 4 weeks because the board wasn't... Can you imagine, though? Your club is close to bankruptcy. Everyone on the board resigns. This is the 3rd board resignation in the last 6 months. And rather than getting their heads together and saying, right, for the sake of the club, we're going to have to do something about this. Sorry, we're going on holiday. I can't understand why the fans aren't absolutely livid with this.
I think they are. I think they are. They are, but they're keeping their heads down because it's about the future of their club, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the more the season goes on, and they see that the club, that the team isn't doing well in the league, because it probably won't. Let's not mince facts here. They probably won't do well in the league. They will probably finish in the second group. Sorry, Anorthosis fans, but come on. That is probably going to be the impetus for fan upset, which will actually probably get a board to try and get a sale as quick as possible.
Well, first of all, look, at the end of the day, right, you can see it in two ways. You can see it in one way, in the sense that the current board don't really give a shit. So they're going to get together on the 19th, hand in their resignations officially. Well, they've already handed it in, but make the announcement that there's a new board coming and just push everything over to them. Or maybe the current board are just sat there going, well, let's pick up the phone and see if anyone else that was interested before would like to come back in and do something. That you'd hope it's the latter. You'd hope it's the latter.
You'd hope. But
But they're basically just going cap in hand.
Mm-hmm.
But then again,
if you go in like that, then you're basically showing your hand, aren't you?
Yeah, but then again, if let's say hypothetically speaking, people that were invested in that were interested in investing in the club before have come back in because they know that this board are clearing off, they've got the upper hand now. They can call the shots.
Yep.
So they've got the club by the balls.
Yep. Speaking of balls,
as an Orthodoxy fan, I'm crapping myself. We will soon reach the point of no return. I have no faith in anyone to sort this mess out, and that's just that's the bottom line, really. No one knows what's going on. The fans don't know what's going on, and it's wild. It's absolutely wild.
Yep.
He's changing balls off more than Katie Price changing boyfriends. Fucking hell, Teddy. What's wrong with you?
All right. So on that note, let's move on to the rest of the clubs. So Abuel are having a pizza party. Yes.
Oh, that's terrible.
See what I did
terrible.
there?
That's
so
terrible.
There you go. There's this old guy. Apollon have signed 34-year-old Portuguese attacking midfielder Pizzi. He started his career in Braga, went to Atletico Madrid, spent 10 years at Benfica, whilst going out on loan to Espanyol and Başakşehir. He spent 6 months in the UAE with Al Wata, and then spent the last 18 months with Braga. He's played for Portugal 17 times, scoring 3 goals. He's played 611 games, 134 goals, and 119 assists. He's also had 77 appearances in European competitions. So, on the stats side, fantastic signing. However, we're talking about a 34-year-old who hasn't had a preseason, and Benfica fans have reported him as being overweight.
Oh, God.
So, I don't know, guys. There's a lot of Abuel fans that are absolutely singing about him, about this signing being fantastic, and Petridis pulling it out of the knocking it out the park again. Petridis just knocking one out. Never mind knocking it out the park. But listen, I want to be proven wrong. I really want to be proven wrong. I really do. But this just smells of signing Wilson Eduardo again. Or Fetfadzidis. This team really, I'm really worried. It reminds me so much what's happening here. Reminds me so much of what happened to Apollon the season after they won the league.
What do you think the thought process is behind signing him, though? Do you think it's one of those, oh, look at me, I'm putting my balls on the table because we can sign a big name?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Because attacking midfielders wise, we've got Max Meyer, we've got Corbu, who scored a pretty good goal last
It's
weekend
definitely got, yeah.
against Atletico. We've got Marquinhos can play there. We've got attacking midfielder wise, it's pretty full already. So we're bringing in another attacking midfielder for what? Milos
Listen,
Forgismada.
I just think now that this signing has been made for two reasons. Number one, as I said before, it's a marquee name.
Yep.
So it's one of those, look who we can sign. And number two, it's kind of papering over cracks. You know, there's a bit of pressure on Pedridi, bit of pressure on the squad. Bringing a name like that, that's done X amount of things, get people a bit more on side. But we've seen this movie before, haven't we?
We have, and I don't like the way it ends. So, you know,
Pizza is either going to be great or absolutely rubbish, according to Tony. Gamble transfer.
Yep.
Yeah, but Bedrides have been gambling for a while now.
Yep.
He's been gambling for a while.
Yep. So, let's move on. Apollon have also signed a player, Clinton Duwodu. Anyway, he comes in.
But you called them Apollon, isn't it? Apollo.
Oh yeah, sorry, Apollo. Yeah, exactly. Now, he's been signed from Bexham United in Ghana. He's 19 years old. He's
You
played
said Wrexham for a second. I thought, what?
Bexham. 19-year-old winger he's played 96 times in the Premier League in Ghana. So, I mean, you know, he must have impressed on a trial. So let's see how the guy gets on. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna push the bow out either way. Now another one, Apollon adjacent. We've got Bagali Dabo is back, and he has joined Ayanaba. Hey, Ayanaba is going to be banging in the goals this season, obviously.
Look at this one. I saw him at Castle Club. Behave yourself.
Now, staying in Lemeson, we've got Aris. I've signed a 20-year-old Norwegian winger called Dennis Bakker-Gaustad on a 1-year loan with an option to purchase. He was at Ranheim in the Norwegian second tier. So another one again to keep an eye on. You know, I think basically just went about Savo and look how he turned out. So,
yeah.
You know, Aris are very good at finding players. Next one, Paralimni have made some signings. We've got Marco Kreins, Austrian, played for a load of teams in Austria. 23-year-old Serbian central defender Ilija Milicevic from FK Radnik.
Do you remember Pro Evolution Soccer when it first came out and it didn't have the real names?
Yeah.
Well, don't these players look like what you'd expect from the Pro Evolution Soccer, like?
Yeah, and yeah. Instead of Ronaldo, it's Rivaldo or something like that. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Reynaldo.
No, but they weren't even. They weren't even like.
You're
what's
going
it called?
even further back. You're going to like ISS Pro.
Yeah, I forget the names.
Wasn't what one was called Terry Fenwick for England?
No, but I don't mean like the regenerated names like Ronaldinho or whatever. There's some strange names like Javeri, and all that kind of stuff.
Miranda.
Miranda, yeah, that's
for
the
Brazil.
one.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. Terry Fenwick, who was supposed to be Paul Ince or something. And, yeah.
Had-
Exactly.
Oh,
Oh, and
God.
Piotr Yang. Jesus, come on.
Yeah, actually,
Piotr?
let me bring it up. Let me bring it up. This one.
Piotr?
This one.
Miranda, not Miranda.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Miranda.
Yeah. He's
See, look,
53 now.
he's had different names. Pez Marinda,
Yeah,
Pez
there
2,
you go. I
Miranda,
remember him. Yeah, I remember
Miranda,
Miranda.
Master
Yeah.
League. Here we go. Let's have a look on it. Do they have Master League names? Master League players. That's what they were. But I need Master League default players. Let's have a look. This is what I'd expect them to look like. Castolo. Yeah.
Gutierrez.
De Silva, Lawson, Munari. Yeah, these ones. These are the players that I expect Barelimi to look like.
Okay. All right. Are you going to help me with this? This Polish.
Oh my God!
forward?
Look at this. 1 minute. 1 minute. The one on the right looks like a cross between Kaguli and Christofi. Oh my God!
Yeah, I can see that.
Let's call him Gagufi from now on.
Kagufi.
Oh my
beautiful.
God, George.
Yeah.
Shameless.
Oh
my God.
Help me with this Polish name, man. Piotr Jankshukowicz.
That'll do.
Anyway, 24-year-old Polish forward. He's got 133 appearances, 21 goals, and 7 assists. It's not going to stop them from getting relegated. Now, let's move slightly. Let's move outside of the Gocino Horka slightly. Well, quite a lot actually. When we go to Achna, Achna have signed a Blackburn player, Jalim Saadi.
Yes.
22-year-old French-Moroccan defensive midfielder who's made appearances in the Premier League 2, which is the under-23s reserve league for the Premier League, the under-18s Premier League, and the FA Youth Cup.
Yep.
So, now, I'm very surprised.
Interesting. I mean, I've never seen the lad play.
No.
But looking at his frame, he doesn't look like the kind of David Badia player. Does that make sense? But look, it's a lad that's played at a very good level.
Yeah.
So yeah. Let's see. A loan with an option to buy.
Yeah. Very, very. Ethnic money. Anyway, now one out of Ethnic is Thomas Nicolaou. He's gone to Spartak Trnava.
He's gone to play with Dura.
Exactly. He's gone to play with Michal Duris, Eric Sabo, and Robert Pich. So you can exchange some notes on Cyprus with those fellas. I don't know if you saw the announcement video for his transfer where he announced himself that he was going.
No, I didn't.
He looked very excited. He was like, hello, Spartak Trnava fans. I am coming to join you. See you soon.
Why can't I'd love to see like a player announcement with the Dele Alli wave, just like every. So imagine like Ethnic, for example, sign a player. The announcement video. Player 2.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yep. I mean,
or the Tarulla GIF video whenever he scores a goal. Come on, England!
Jack Rolls.
Jack Rolls. Sorry.
Yeah. So, speaking of announcement videos and transfers, Gatsandoni has actually gone to Piast Gliwice.
It's done.
Poland. It's done. It's dusted, and the club keeps posting videos of and pictures of him. There's in his one of his announcement pictures, they've got him at the stadium, dressed up in the kit, holding a Polaroid of himself dressed up in the kit. Don't know what that's about, but anyway, that's happened. Catsandoni.
you know, maybe they gave him a Polaroid and they said, take a picture of yourself. And you just like, snap, snap, pull his trousers down, snap. Like... He's like holding that Polaroid where he's got the photo of his winky. Just fapping. Oh my god.
Yes. So.
Shake it like a Polaroid picture.
Oh my god, we've been doing it an hour. I'm still on Carmodissa. We still got.
Well, incidentally, I think Manduka brokered that. I think he brokered that deal.
Right, okay.
I think so, yeah.
I mean, Katsandonis, I really want to see him do well out there. He deserves some plaudits, and
some people don't like him. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay. Fine.
And some comments are going to come up in a bit. I can see it happening.
All right.
Come on.
All right. I'll wait for the comments. Anyway, Carmodissa have brought in a replacement, probably in Luka Djordjevic. He's a 30-year-old Montenegrin forward. He's been at Mogren, Zenit, Arsenal Tula, not Arsenal Tula, Lokomotiv, Sochi, Twente, Sampdoria, Ponferradina, Velke, PK, and Abha.
As you can tell, he's very happy to be there.
Yeah, he's ecstatic. They're all bloody ecstatic, aren't they?
Maybe that's his poker face.
Bad poker face, then.
But maybe that's his everyday face. Maybe that's his everyday face.
Has he got RBF? Has he got RBF? Is that what that is?
Luka, dinner's ready.
Yeah. He's got.
Luka, you've won the lottery.
Yeah, Luka Djordjevic has got RBF. Quote Stell on that.
You're the one that suggested it. I just nodded.
For people who don't know what RBF is, Google it.
Resting bitch face.
There you go. All right. Now, Carmodissa have also released a player, and it's not the player that I thought it would be. It's Boris Sekulic. He signed this summer and he's already been released. So he's been, 2 months? Played 81 minutes in the game versus Aris. I'm pretty sure there's another announcement coming soon because there's a player who's been posting Instagram stories for the last 2 weeks of him not being in Gibro.
Yeah,
so,
where is Sean?
Yes, there you go.
Sean, where are you? We were waiting for you.
Has been in Scotland for the last two weeks and he's not been quiet about it. He's been watching Rangers play. He's been to gigs. And it's all over Instagram. So, yeah, Sean Kelly has left John McGinn's favourite Cypriot team, it seems, but hasn't been announced yet. Anyway, two Omonia, two Furious have signed J&M. He was on loan at Aachen last season, but didn't get much of a look in because he was stuck behind that front three. Omonia Radipov signed Rafael Moreira, who was at Apoel over the last couple of seasons, although Apoel sent him out on loan to Paralimni Olympiakos. And that's it for transfers. And that should be it for transfers until January, right?
I love how they use the graphics of players when they played for teams like Ajax.
Yeah.
And that could have been just like a pre-season friendly game.
Yep.
So just use that one because it's got Ajax.
Exactly.
Must be good.
Exactly.
Can you imagine? Because his name is J-N-M, right? E-N-E-M, right? Can you imagine if on the back of his shirt they just have the letters J, N, and M. J&M.
I've got a better one for you. He's back in Cyprus, isn't it? So guess who's back? Back again. Because J&M, M&M, J&M.
Okay.
J&M.
Enema. Oh my god.
Okay. Anyway, so now that we've done the transfers, let's do some Frionidis.
Yes. Turn the volume down, guys. It might be a little bit loud. 3, 2, 1.
It's time to spin the wheel. What is coming? We don't know. And I will
of fines.
You've
And this-
changed the wheel.
Have
Have you not changed the wheel?
I haven't changed the wheel.
No, because there's a word in there that I've seen that I haven't seen before.
No, you're just imagining it.
Okay, all right. Well, anyway,
The
So-
wheel of discipline.
so
We're going to discipline you.
yes. Speaking of disciplines, let's
Yeah, well, look, good job we don't have a discipline swing. Really, this is out on a swing.
Yeah.
This bondage gear. I'm going to fine you. You've been a bad boy.
such a weird name as well to have for somebody like Aristoteles. Wouldn't expect an Aristotle to be dressed up like that.
You never know. Never know.
Listen, the guy can do whatever he wants in his private time.
Listen, Halloween's coming up. You never know where you might be going out trick or treating in. You know, bondage gear and shit. Trick or treats.
So,
Trick. I have a
Aris
trick
Aik,
for you.
Bafos, and Apoel have been fined for not playing enough Cypriots. That's standard.
You bad boys.
What's not standard is Omonia have also been fined for not playing enough Cypriots. That means Omonia are now also out of the running for the little bonus. Means there's only 9 teams left to split the 200 grand, and also to fight for that extra 20k that 2 teams can receive for playing the most Cypriots. At the moment, I think Omonia are Adipo winning because they half their team, I think, every time they're playing is they put Cypriots out. So yeah, only one's doing a good enough job. Now there was an Anorthosis versus Apollon game, wasn't there? Now Anorthosis have been fined because their fans used lasers, posted banners unsuitable for
Lasers.
sports events. Lasers
Lasers.
brought into the stadium and fired flares. Now, Anorthosis fans obviously think the club has enough money to be spending paying out fines. On top of that, the Apollon fans were also doing Apollon fan things. They set an Anorthosis scarf on fire. They also used lasers, threw a full bottle of water into one of the home stands, and also did a pitch invasion, like they always do. Apollon fans seem to love doing their pitch invasions, don't they? They love it.
When you said Apollon fans doing Apollon fan things, I thought you were about to say they spray painted on CCTV cameras.
Don't know yet. Don't know if they did that. It wasn't reported in Veronis' stuff.
Oh,
You know what
okay.
else wasn't reported on Veronis' stuff? That
No.
Frabe. That Frabe was not reported. Now, I don't know if he's waiting for next week.
Oh my.
But yeah, he did not report on the Frabe being thrown.
This is where we draw the line. We draw the line.
I'll tell you why he didn't. I tell you why he didn't report on it. Because, like I said last week, it's his Frabe. He's the one that threw it.
He's the one that threw it, yeah. Got a good distance on that swing.
He bloody did, didn't he? Bloody did. Either that, right, or Gyro had asked for it, and somebody just thrown it to him. He asked for a Freddo espresso. Somebody threw it to him to have a little swig while he was playing.
Maybe because none of the contents of that cup emptied, so it didn't count.
I mean, it's still a projectile, though, isn't it?
Well, maybe I'll go back to what I said last week. Maybe because it wasn't from Coffee Island.
Nah.
If it was a Starbucks one, then they probably thought, it's just shit anyway. You spent €8 on shit, so I'm not going to fine you for that.
Yeah, or Mikel one. Yeah.
Hmm.
Since sponsored by sponsors of the Cyprus FA. Anyway,
Yes.
speaking of the Cyprus FA, there was also an FA Cup first round draw that was done.
Yay.
So we've got no Bafo, Apoel or Omonia due to their European obligations. And we also have 2 teams getting a bye in this round to allow for 16 teams in the second round. Shall I read off the games?
Yep.
So the draw was Olympiacos versus Anorthosis, Achna versus AES, Othellos versus Apollon, Nea Salamina versus Doxa, FC Krasava versus Omonia Radipo, Achironas Nisilos versus AEL, Halkanoras versus 2 Omonia 2 Furious, AEK versus Akritas, Karmiotissa versus Ayannaba, Anagennisi versus Paralimni, and Asillisis versus Aris.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of spicy ones there, I think, and a
Yep.
couple where there'll be some. There might be some cup sets.
Yes.
I'm looking at that Olympiacos versus Anorthosis game at the Magario. Could be a potential banana skin for
Yep.
Anorthosis, especially if league form by the time they get to that game is quite low. Another one which could be a banana skin is your Garmiodissa versus Ayannaba. I think that could be a potential banana skin for your Garmiodissa.
You reckon?
Yeah. I see them.
But Sofroni only wins cups. So maybe this is Garmiotis' year. You never know.
If it's Garmiodissa's, yeah, I will eat my. I don't have a hat here with me, but I do have a hat. I will eat my hat. I'll put it all in there. Yeah. So mark that down. How 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 20 seconds. I will eat my hat if Garmiotissa win the cup this year. Now, there's also Anagennisi versus Paralimni. I think that could see Anagennisi winning that. It's a derby as well, big derby.
Mhm.
Verignan, Paralimni right next to each other. And there's a few. I think there might be
Well,
some interesting scores.
Krasava against Omonia Radipo.
Yeah, that could be an interesting one.
Yeah.
Yep. Of course, Spartakos Gidio. I can't remember the other one, but Spartakos Gidio and another team in the second division are through to the second round already.
Hmm.
So there you go. Somebody's saying live on stream. Yeah. When we talk about the cup final and Garmodisa lifting the cup, I will eat my hat. I will eat it.
We'll do a live stream. We'll do a watch along as well for the final.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and then I will eat it at the final whistle if Garmodisa win. Yeah.
There you go.
Yep. There you
Happy
go.
days.
Signed, sealed, delivered.
Happy days.
And then because we've been going a good amount of time here. There's one more thing from me, and
Okay.
it's this utter woke nonsense from AEK. Right?
It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
Bring up that.
It's
yeah,
up.
there you go.
It's up.
Net guardians instead of goalkeepers. Wall builders instead of defenders. Central engines instead of midfielders. Flying wings instead of wingers, and goal hunters instead of forwards.
Expelliarmus!
The talent detective.
It's the Harry Potter of Division 2.
Talent detective instead of scout. Energy generator instead of fitness coach. Co-strategist instead of assman. And architect instead of head coach. Listen, if Konstantinos Haralambidis is an architect, then I'm a physio. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But through all that, right? They couldn't come up with something for the goalkeeping coach, who's just keeper coach.
They call him Hippogriff. Hippogriff.
Oh God.
Dumbledore. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely
Beautiful.
amazing.
Beautiful.
Well, look, speaking of amazing, again, this is like the third week running. We have to give our flowers to PASP.
Yes.
Because once again, they've pulled it out of a hat. And we spoke last week about Giulio and the problems that he was having with the National Guard and how they were just being arses, because that's the nicest way I can put it. Well, fortunately, PASP sorted everything out for him.
Yep.
And he gave him an interview, which was published today. It's on the PASP website. We've translated it. And the interesting thing that Giulio said in the interview was they asked him, how did you feel during the time when the issue was going on? And he goes, you feel a lot of disappointment, a huge burden. And this is the bit that stood out for me, because unfortunately, athletes who leave for a better future abroad to pursue their dreams, whether it's football, running, track and field, or any other sport, constantly carry this anxiety. Imagine being given such a great opportunity abroad to make your dreams come true, to develop in order to contribute to the sport of your country and your homeland becomes an obstacle. For us athletes to face such serious issues and for the authorities to be so inflexible in their decisions towards us is outrageous. He also said that the Italians don't have this problem, and Dorino found it absolutely bizarre.
Yep.
So, fortunately, the lad has got it sorted. You've got to thank Spiro and PASP in general for doing what they've done, and they continue to do great work.
Yep.
And once again, they're just pushed to the side, push them to the side, then let's focus on, nonsensical things like overweight Argentinians possibly joining Omonia. I mean, it's just bizarre. It just really is bizarre.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. The fact that the situation devolved to where it did in the first place is absolutely stupid. Absolutely stupid. Yeah, is an 18-year-old who's joining the Italian league, got labelled a deserter because his club allowed him to go where he went, and the paperwork wasn't filled out on time.
This is it. He was labelled a deserter by the people that didn't do the correct admin.
Yeah.
So it's not as if he just fucked off. It's like, here's the paperwork, sort it out. I'm going to go, but I can trust you to get it done.
Nope.
Well, were they on holiday?
Well, they must have been, because it was August.
Oh, was it the 15th of August?
There you go.
Was it around about that time? When everything just stops.
Yeah,
when everything just stops.
Exactly. I know, it's
just weird.
It's
weird.
So stupid. It really is. It really is.
Listen, I can understand the cultural significance of religious holidays. Yeah, I understand it. I get it, right? But let's get it right. People still work over religious holidays as well. Mm-hmm. But it's in Cyprus. It's like, it's a religious holiday, so we must do nothing.
No, it's not just a religious holiday. It's 2 weeks off in August.
Yeah.
We have our 2 weeks off.
Man, honestly, it's just whatever. Listen, at the end of the day, it's been resolved. The lad has got his move. He's going to be able to play for the national team, but he won't play for the national team with a terrorist there.
No,
he won't.
He won't get picked.
He won't.
He won't get picked. He didn't pick Zamno Sava, and he's there.
Yeah, and now he's got injured.
Yeah.
But hey, whatever. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Anyway, we're done, yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
I believe so.
Well, there's one more thing, but I haven't found anything on it. I know IL had a general assembly this evening. Mm-hmm. But I don't know what's happened. Apparently, the vice president resigned. Yeah, but he's still at the club with futsal. I think the futsal team.
Okay.
Yeah, hang about. So they got Constantino is the president, Apostolos Hatziyannis is the vice president, and Dimitris Kyprianou is the second vice president. So yeah. Anyway.
Good.
There you go.
Good.
Apparently it's been revamped. I don't know. 150 members attended this evening. 7 o'clock this evening.
That's plenty.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Happy days for Isle. They look like they're moving on up.
Yep. Yep. I won't be putting them to win the title. Don't worry.
No, not this season. Not this season. No.
Yeah.
Anyway, boys and girls, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and X at This Is Mappa. Thassos at is there. Mine is there. We'll be back next week with a review. Hopefully we'll have an interview as well, but for you guys, hopefully it's touch and go at the moment. Resto, where's my chocolate orange? Be patient. Where's my Yanaba shirt? There you go. There you go. See, don't throw corn at me. I'll throw it back at you. You just made me lose my train of thought now. For crying out loud, Teddy, what's wrong with you? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back soon. Until next time, take care of each other. And if you see Ketsbye, tell him
he's got no balls.
No balls.